is Ayobami. I'm speaking to you from Germany. I'm a medical doctor. Okay, let me open my video. I work with the Robert Koch Institute. That's the German Center for Disease Control. So I'm happy to be here today to share for us to go through logistic regression in R using sample data that you guys already have. I think Jibola sent me, Abiye sent me a message that I should mention to you to re-download the data set or something. Let me check. Please, you may have to do that. I think he said that you should re-download the resident doctors CSV data sets as new variables has been added. Can you guys do that, please? If you just go back to the email Start Clinic sent to you guys. And please feel free to interrupt. I would also like to see your screen from time to time so that we could see, because it's hands-on. You must be able to upload your data. The commands must be working, giving the right answers on your screen too. Okay, so we have Abbas Musa, Shehu Imam, Muhammadu Akindele, Moshood Kuyebi, and Ozioma. Okay, great. So I'll just give like 30 seconds a minute for you guys to do that. So have you guys done that? Is it fine for me to start?
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks. So you are using, I'm sure by now you should be a bit familiar with R Markdown, and R Markdown is like a language that you use to produce reports. It includes text, like you could see, this is, the initial part is called YAML, more like the introductory part. You specify the title, the report you want to generate, the format, is it PDF, is it HTML, and maybe things about the date. Then you could see something called chunk. They probably have taken you this, I'm not sure. So this is like a chunk of our code. You see how starting a chunk of our code. Then this is a test, which is basically just trying to explain maybe the action below it. So this is what, this is a R Markdown. And the purpose is to be able to generate automated reports, but that's not the purpose for today. The purpose for today is just to take you through the R code and analysis using R so that you could appreciate that, just for you to know. Let me show you an example of an R script, something that is not R Markdown quickly. Do I have anything? Okay, I'll do this very quickly. Just a minute. Okay. So can you see my screen? You could see, if you follow my cursor, this is what you have. This is another script I just opened. If you look at this, this is just an R script, just codes. And unlike this has this neat. This is R Markdown. It may not be important for you to, know the major differences, but you can run your code in both instances. But with this, I cannot use a button to generate like a report. So this is just code, but I can see my plots, I can get my results, I can export it. But this, if I press just one button, neat, it's going to give me the result, in such a way that if you are managing a project and maybe you are the lead statistician or lead clinician or the lead, whatever, and you have maybe people that are using they're using the report downstream, maybe people on the field, or like you are the statistician, you want to generate a report, you want to send it to the clinician, you could give them the code, if the data is automatically, updated, and they could just press a button and they generate a report. But that's beyond, let's leave that for now, just for you to appreciate that. So I'll close this. So if you look at your code, the first R code, you have two options. If you press this button, you're going to like activate the R code. You can tell it the chunk is going to just be this command just there. This is a separate command. So the first thing you want to do is to set up your Markdown or your code. And by now, I don't know whether they mentioned to you, that for here you have to put your code with backticks. These are 3 backticks that you open it with and you close it with. Then if I press this, you could see it says run current chunk. It's just going to run that for me. And you could see in my console that there is no error, that means it's gone. And what this is saying is that set up my how include is equal to false. It's saying that, don't in subsequent codes or commands that I run, please include this code that is here. And you could see neat how is this is like options chunk. I'm setting the options in such a way that it reverberates or it appears again through echo it again, and I don't know how much I should go into all this, but these are just like setting up your how. By the time, if this start clinic is going to cover how Markdown, we can teach you in detail what all this means. These are just setting the ground. Then the next thing I want to do is to set working directory. And you could see set WD. It means that I'm telling her that this is where you're going to find my files, whether it is the how code itself or whether it is what I just told you to download data set. And you could see that unlike what you have, I changed my own path. This is from my computer. My name is Ayobami. I specify the folders. So what I want you to do, I don't know if you can do that. You must be able to set your own working directory to where this code is on your computer. I don't know. Have you guys been able to do that? Anybody?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. So I can just go on. So, and I added this, because I work in Germany, and the computer the keyboard, everything is configured to German specifications. Even though I can change it back to English. So my system environment, I set it to the language should be in English, such a way that anything that will come up in my console is going to be in English instead of German. So that's what I did here. And I'm also setting my work directory to specify how I can find my folders. And you could see here in my console, it looks good. Everything is fine. So today we will examine modules that allow us to compare proportional odds. You guys have a session on comparing means, where you're talking about whether one sample t-test, peer t-test, and co. Today, you may have to compare proportions and odds in your future work or your current work, your research. So one of the first things to do is to load your packages. And one of the important package that we are going to use today is tidyverse. I could change this to that tidyverse. So tidyverse is a very important package that includes dplyr, ggplot, and tidy. We use it to tidy your data. We use the word tidy. Some could say clean data. Just to manipulate your data set in a way that is useful for how to easily manipulate. dplyr is a package in tidyverse that we use to manipulate the data set. That means, for example, you want to create new columns, you want to merge columns, you want to say, for example, you want to delete some columns, you want to make, so that is a very, very important package. And by using library, I'm calling the package, I'm calling out to please activate the package for this round of work I want to do. So that's what it means by calling library dplyr. and ignore this warning. It's telling me here that dplyr was built. My version of R is probably not the latest because it's centrally controlled by my organization. So if I need to update it, I have to go somewhere. So ignore this. Everything is fine. I've like activated this package, and that's what we use library. I already have it. The first thing you may want to do, they will have mentioned it to you. I'm just mentioning it again. Install.packages. You want to install the package, then you want to like call it up to come and do the work. So let's start from here. Let's say you are interested in examining the relationship of severe mental distress and the hours worked, maybe by resident doctors. So that means we want to see between an independent predictor and a dependent or outcome variable. Is there a relationship? And you have from your data set, if you look at your data set, you have I called my data set? A minute. Okay, we get there. So we have two variables, and you can create a binary variable. Binary variable is a variable that can only exist in two forms. Let's use the word a yes or no, a boy, a girl, a female or male, alive or dead. Those are binary. For hours worked, that means we two categories. Those that work more than 80 hours, maybe over a week or over a month, or those that work less than 80 hours. Those are the two categories, for example, now. And for our outcome, mental distress, we want to look at it from, it's quantitative, but want to convert it to a binary variable in such a way that we say if the mental health score is greater than 20, then we call it severe mental stress. If it's less than 20, then we call it not severe mental stress. Two categories. If I expect that since many of you are probably health workers, you are familiar with quantitative variables from weight to height to things like BMI. So this should not be difficult. So if we have this kind of, variables to explore whether there is a relationship between them, you can either use a chi-square or a logistic regression. And that is because for a chi-square, you are looking at two qualitative or categorical variables, and you want to see that in two groups, you want to see is there a difference relative to an outcome. And for a logistic regression, what is important is that the outcome must be binary. That's why it's called logistic. I have the understanding that you guys have done this. They've explained this to you in a lecture. And we can also do a regression that is linear, where the outcome is usually continuous, but the independent variable, the predictor variable could be continuous, could be also categorical. So you have to understand, when you use a chi-square, when you use a logistic. But in this situation, you can use both. Only that it will give you different information. There are limitations with them. And the question now is, what are the reasons why you want to prefer one over the other? You could see the first point is that it's easy to calculate chi-square. You can do a 2 by 2. In this case, you can say those that work less than 80 hours and those that work more than 80 hours on as rows rather. And the two columns, those with severe and those without severe. Then in the cells of this column of this table, you could have your numbers that you could calculate. You can calculate by hand because there's a formula, observed minus the summation of observed minus expected over observed or something, the summation of the square. So it's very easy, quite easy to calculate the chi-square without software. For logistic regression, if you want to choose it, if you want to estimate, you want to put some quantification to the relationship that exists, if it exists, chi-square will not tell you. Chi-square will only tell you there's an association, maybe between number of hours worked and the degree or severity of mental illness. But logistic regression will give you an idea, using things like odds ratio of how serious is the association, how big is the association. You can say, oh, for those that work more than 80 hours, we're going to see it down the line. There are odds of, they have like maybe 3 times odd of, coming down with severe mental illness compared to those that work less than 80 hours. So that's one advantage of logistic regression. And for logistic regression, unlike chi-square, it can take continuous variables as predictors. That means with logistic regression, if the outcome variable is binary, you could actually explore a lot of different kind of predictor variables, whether it's continuous, whether it's categorical, or you can't do that for a chi-square, where both the predictor and the outcome variable must be categorical. Then we know by now, we should know what a confounding is. Quickly, a confounder, it's that third variable that is related to the predictor and also the outcome. And it's in the pathway, the causation pathway, of the predictor to the outcome. It's in medical science, in science in general, we always want to exclude a confounder, identify it and exclude it. So we use the word adjustment in such a way that whatever effect or association we are seeing is not explained by an hidden hand, to do that so that we don't get spurious results. So you always want to adjust. You could do this with a logistic regression. So you could see from here that depending on what you want to do, if you may want to go for logistic regression, as you could do a lot more with it than just a chi-square. But chi-square is also very popularly used in science, in scientific work, but we must understand these limitations. So now going into the hands-on. Before I go on, I would like to, after this, I will check. We need to load our data sets, and our data set is the recent doctors, the CSV format. And for you guys probably have read_CSV. I have read.csv2. We will get the same result. I don't know whether it is useful for this session to say why I'm using CSV.csv. I'm using .csv2 because in some part of the world, when they are writing decimal points, they use comma. So instead of saying 2.4 that we say in Nigeria, for example, in a place like Germany, they will use 2.4. So they use _CSV. We know it. You need to use CSV2 to properly understand. I can show you actually. So if I do what you have, you probably have something like this. So if I run this, so read R is a package to be able to read, our file. So I run this now. I try to load my data set. If I go down here, it's loaded. But I want to show you something. If I click on it, you could see it's still in CSV. This is not useful for me. And that's because how my computer is configured. CSV will not read it. It will do for you. So I have to put CSV2, where it can format all the commas to points as it is. So if I run it again, then I go back and check my stuff, you could see now I have it in the data frame that I want. You could see my columns, you could see, and all the observations, which we call rows. So I would like to stop here before I go on. So I would like to see, does anybody wants to share his or her screen so that I can see that you guys are also getting this? Anybody? Any volunteer? Are you guys with me, or just share your screen? Can you share? Can anybody share your screen? Then we can take it through. It's important that at least one person gets it. You guys get it rather.
We are getting it. I'm getting it personally, but I'm using my handset to connect while the computer for practice.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Any other person, or you want to show me since you are fine, maybe I should. Any other person? Is everybody fine? If you are fine, that's fine. Any other person? I don't know who spoke. Abbas, are you the one that just spoke now?
Sir, yes. Yes,
Okay.
I was done.
Amid, Imam, any other person, Akindele? I just at least, you guys please unmute yourself and let me know.
Sorry, sir. Is it the resident doctor file that we're opening now, or the code file?
You have to open the two. you first of all have to open the code in RStudio. Then if anybody can share, we can use it just 2 minutes to also do the same thing so that at least. So you have to first of all open your Markdown, when you open it in RStudio, then you just have to follow instruction. We can, if anybody can can share their screen, that'll be fine. Imam, if you want to share your screen, that's fine.
I'm actually trying to download the data set right now, so
Okay.
a little bit behind.
Let me try.
Yeah, you don't have to get it immediately. It's defeat the purpose if you guys are not getting it. Please try and share your screen. That would be good.
I'm disabled, but why I'm laughing at that, I think I've just been running the codes up to the chi-square point, but I can share my screen to see to show what I've been doing.
Okay,
but I'm not enabled to share.
So I use Webex a lot, so I get confused sometimes. So where do I? Okay, I think it should be here. Okay, now I've given everybody the right to share. Now you could check.
Let me try again. Share screen. Okay, yes. Let's make this large.
Great.
Trying to, okay. So, sorry, I think I went a bit ahead. I'm not sure. I just enjoy clicking on the codes. So I'm trying to see that they work.
Can you go to the top?
Yes. Okay.
No, you use the top column, the top rectangle, yes.
The very top. So we are here, somewhere here.
Yeah, I would say you should click install so that I can install the packages. Your house is already telling you that from this code on packages. And yeah, on the top, the yellow line, install. Just read it. Package.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So let it just do your own. Okay, so can you go to can you scroll up? Just want to see. Yes, up. No, you're going down. Okay. So have you run, the first R chunk, the setup, the first one? Click on that green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you look down, you see where I am like number 100 kind of. I'm waiting to see the meaning of the result.
Okay, excellent.
If you sit down here.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing that I've just been clicking away on the codes, and where there's error, I've gone back to check and retry, things like that.
So the thing is,
go back to where you are.
No, just wait there. You could see set working directly. Why don't you set your working directly just for you to practice it to your own where Start 101 is on your computer. So if you go to where Start 101 is on your computer,
I've done that.
I could see Abioye here. Is that how you saved it? You saved it as Abioye.
No, this one here is the code that was sent to us. If you see down, if you see the bottom part, it's my own Start Clinic.
So copy.
I don't know how to.
So my point now is that you should change it to this Abioye. I should not be saying Abioye. Change it to your home part, which should be Uzos.
I can change this one.
Yes, definitely. Copy it, clean it out.
Okay.
So you can stop somewhere around there. And just copy it.
Hang on. I need to move this.
I can see Uzioma below, or you just go to where the file is and copy the path.
I've just done set. Let me see if I can. Anyway, it's okay. Before that part of clipboard. Yeah. What do you say? So that one, right?
Yes.
Like that.
Yes, it should be fine. Then The next code, load your dplyr package.
So if you see that I've done all of that on the.
Okay. Then go down. Let me
So
just.
you can
just
see it's
down.
my own that I've run already.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, so I've done that up to chi-square. Yeah.
Okay, so you are fine. You are fine. You are fine. Okay, that's fine. Please, you could stop sharing. Any other person wants to, if you're having difficulty, so it's fine if you don't have any difficulty, but if you're having difficulty, I will want you to share and we can fix it 1 or 2 minutes. It's important because it's better for you to be able to go over it on your own, and that's how you learn how. You have to do a lot on your own. They will just give you some introduction anywhere, either you learn it in university or at work. Okay, thank you. So you also have to change your working directory. Everything you must be able to, set your working directory, load data set from your home computer. Do you want to do that? Just go up. Yeah. Just delete this Abioye everything. You can even delete, just leave the inverted columns alone there. Delete it completely. Yes. Good. So you have to go back to where the R folder is, the document. Where did you save it on your computer? You may have to go out of this. I just go out. I go to the file, to the folder. I copy the pathway, then I bring it here and I paste it here. Is it okay? Is it working for you? Are you? Who's sharing stuff? Hello? Who's sharing? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So whose screen are we seeing? I just wanted to copy go to on your computer. Can you go to where you saved it? I just want to, so that you copy from there. Just like,
this
just
is
like
the folder. Our data sets.
Okay, and just open it.
Is a folder on desktop. This is the folder.
Yeah, so I don't know if I do my, let me show you what I want you to do. So please stop sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, quickly. We won't spend more than 3-4 minutes and then we'll go into the meet because we still have a long way to go. Okay, so I'm good. You can see my screen.
Yes.
So what I want you to do is like, I go to my, you can see where I'm going. Can you still see my screen? Can you see that I'm trying to see? Okay, just a minute. I'm sure you can see my screen now. Now you can see my screen.
Yes.
So I can go to, let's say the document, like I have it. Where do I have it? I have it there. So I go there. This is my computer. This is what I want you to do. FG. This is my office. Office folder. Where's my name? So the document, I saved it there. So if you want to copy the parts, I'll start. This is where it is. Then I open it. If I open it like this, just come here. Then I just copy. That's the part. I copy. Then I close this. Okay, I go back to this. Okay, so I want to set my working directory. I want to do it all over again. You know, let's say I don't have anything there like you were before. Then I paste. The only thing is that I don't use Mac. So this back must be going forward. I don't know the name of the symbol. Arc doesn't recognize the one that goes backward. It must be going for. That's the only thing you have to change. I think for those that use Mac, maybe they don't have to do that. So if you do exactly what I've done, copy the part and make sure that this bend, whatever, is facing front, you'll be fine. So now I've set my work directory. I can run it again. It's still the same thing. So this is what I want you to do. Can you do that? So that's how to set your work directory. You can try it later so that we don't waste time. Is that fine? Can I go ahead? Okay. When anybody's saying anything, I'll just assume I can go.
Sorry. I didn't get you. You said when the arrow is facing free, the arrow should be facing forward.
Do you want to share your screen and we'll do that? If you can copy the file part and paste it.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
I've pasted it already.
Okay, so let's see your screen quickly.
Okay,
this is the purpose of this session, you know. Good.
I've pasted the pathway here.
Super. We are waiting to see your screen.
Okay.
Excellent. So basically, you could see that the arrow is facing backward. So just delete all those arrows where they are and choose the one that faces front. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent. So you change everything to that.
Okay.
Quickly. Excellent. Because now you are working on your computer. Anytime you get a general code that you want to practice on your computer, you have to change all these things.
Okay.
So
okay,
you can click the green, run the code now. No. That will run everything. The one by the yes. Run current chunk. Yes, click it. Something is still wrong. What could be wrong? Let's see. This. Are you using Mac?
No, I'm using Windows.
Something is wrong here. I don't know why.
They said there's no package. Maybe one of the packages missing.
Okay. I get now. Please click install.
Okay, install.
We should have mentioned all this to you. One of the first thing is you could see the yellow on the topmost part of your screen, the yellow horizontal line.
Yeah. It's
click install.
Okay.
So it should take just 1 or 2 minutes. Sorry guys, we're going to move fast after this because we still have a long way to go. Okay, while that runs, I think we can continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this should be fine. You should be able to everything after the package is installed. Okay, so I share my screen now. Then we get to it. So the next thing is to, run packages. Sorry, to load your data sets. Load your data sets. Dplyr, I've mentioned the importance of Dplyr is an important package that we'll need. We'll discuss this. So to load your data set, you guys have read_CSV is fine. You should be able to load it and you should see something like this.